Time we will see London Scholars on Sky Sports. We have seen Saints and Wigan many times before on Sky Sports, and well, we have another classic in the making here. And Wigan just ahead, and Kieran Cunningham still has not reappeared at the start of this second half for St Helens, but he is on the bench. He hasn't changed. So they're still hoping, I suppose, to bring him back on. No doubt we will be checking all this news out with Bill shortly. Wilkin wants to get on with it. He's at dummy half now because Cunningham's off the field. Here's Graham.
Such a talisman as well for the Saints, and they know it. Maybe if it's at least 75%. Mick Potter, if he gets pretty close to the end of the game and they're still involved with just a couple of points down. Oh, nice work from Eastman.
Great work from Eastman, but not such great work from Leon Price.
Problem for Graham. James Graham's limping back. Well, they're losing the plot of St Helens. Look, in these conditions, it's wet and it's slippery. You've got to make sure that you're going to get to your last tackle. Someone's organising the kick. There's Graham, just limping slightly. He's moving a bit gingerly.
Hold it.
This is Lee Mossop, and he gets the ball away. It's Stuart Fielden now.
Wait.
Mark Riddell is the dummy half. He finds Sam Tompkins, and Tompkins goes for a gap between Price and Wilkin. That was Joel Tompkins. That was Phelps. This is Martin Gleeson. That's the last tackle here. Huddersfield stretch the lead at the KC Stadium, 18-0. It's Tompkins as Wigan look to increase their lead. That ball's ricocheted, but it's the turnover. It was not played at by the St Helens player.
But it wasn't the best kick, but at least Wigan are getting the kicks in. I must say I've been absolutely fascinated with the battle of the two standoffs, Sam Tompkins and Leon Price. They really are getting into each other, and it's about even Stevens, and that looked a bit forward off Graham.
Sam!
Let's go straight down to Bill.
Eddie, the news of Daryl Goulding we saw coming off in some discomfort towards the end of the first half was a dislocated shoulder. The good news was that they were able to relocate it out on the field as he was being treated, so that is a plus for them, and he will not be returning tonight. He might be out for a couple of weeks maybe, but the positive for them is Phil Bailey will be available for next week. Kieran Cunningham, we saw on the bench, mentioned that he went to the dressing room just before half-time. He's re-emerged, left knee is strapped, and I'm certain that he'll be back out there. Surely he will be back out there. Conditions getting steadily worse. Just a quick word with Sean O'Loughlin a few moments ago, and he said it really is down to who can retain possession, who can cut out the errors, because it's not going to get any easier.
No, it isn't. You're absolutely spot on there, Bill. Riddell pumps the ball down from dummy half, and that will skip dead.
He won't mind either. He realises they can line up on that 30-metre mark.
He would mind if the change that some people are considering and putting forward and having views upon, that you bring the kick back if it goes that far deep to where the kick was taken from, or you line up 30 metres away rather than 20 for the restart. It was a nothing kick, that wasn't. It was just a hack and hope, and let's just build from where we are.
That's three.
They're the right tactics in the wet conditions. You know that the forwards are getting very, very tired. Handling is extremely difficult.
22-8. Wakefield at Salford. Here, 6-4. Wigan at Saints. 4 minutes, second half gone here. Last tackle, and Wilkin will hoist the kick. Cameron Phelps claims it, and he is then claimed by Lil Gilmore.
Great timing by Gilmore there. Realised that Phelps had it covered.
Phil, why do people think about tinkering with the rules and tinkering? We've got a decent enough game as it is, haven't we?
Well, I have heard you say, Eddie, quite excitedly about this 40-20 rule. I know it's a great introduction to the sport. I think for the last 100 years we've just tried to make the game as entertaining as possible for the people who turn up to watch. I think we're getting pretty close, but as you say, every now and again we can tweak and improve it.
Here is Fielden.
Well, isn't it usually the Australians that bring it in first, and then
well, why don't we get
take
some more
notes?
innovators over here? Like, we start to think about the game rather than be led all the time.
Riddell's done it again here.
It is negative play, isn't it? Now, at the moment, the rules allow that, and you can't criticise Wigan for doing it. In fact, he's booed by the Saints fans who like to see some entertaining rugby league.
Yes, you see, the thing is, they've now got to break this Wigan defence down 20 metres away from their own line. He's a master tactician, though, that fella.
Yeah, he's only playing within the rules, simple as that. Not breaking any. And you could see that the St. Helens forwards, they had to trudge all the way back 30, 40 metres to get behind the line.
Here's James Graham. Of course, the biggest change in the rules was when they shifted this game to the summer, but if ever we get a summer, it would be pleasant.
Well, it's quite obvious now that St. Helens are lacking the one advantage that they've had for years, and that's someone dynamic at the play the ball area. No Roby, no Cunningham, and that is the difference, because no one is taking on. They've got the penalty, and I think that I'd put this into the corner. I wouldn't go for the two. We haven't got Sean Long out there, of course, and remembered a couple of weeks ago, Paul Wellens.
They've got Eastman, though.
Yeah, he was off form, but he was pretty off form with the one that he had, and they've done the right thing. But I think that Mick Potter's got to say to Kyle Eastman, get in there, dummy half, ask a few questions of this Wigan first and second marker.
Well, it's Wilkin who takes the dummy half role here, and he will give it to Eastman, who will look and give it to Price, and back on the inside to Gidley, and an important tackle though down by Riddell, finished off by Luluai. And that was Wellens. This is Wilkin, and Wilkin saw a gap and has lost it, but St. Helens retained possession.
Great work from Gilmore, it had to be under pressure.
And Emmett is tiptoeing his way to the line. That's the... Sure, I heard the referee shout that as tackle number 4. He did. And Eastman had to stretch for that! Eastman! Is he over? Is he short?
He's short.
Just short of the line.
Cameron Phelps got the body just to ricochet the ball, just in front of the line.
Price. Wilkin. Oh, there was nobody there. That's the turnover. There was a bit of pushing and shoving and argy-bargy on the line, though, from Wigan. They got away with that. And Mick Potter has a swig of the tea. Good old English breakfast.
Go.
Might be Earl Grey.
No, Mick Potter will have English breakfast, I can assure you. I don't think even he will have it Earl Grey.
Well, I must say, the way that they're wasting the opportunities on the last tackle, Mick Potter ought to have a lot of teaspoons of sugar in it to make it sweet, because his players are not playing as a unit.
And all the teams who've been and won here will tell you that you have to score tries, but you also have to come up with some heroic players in defence.
That's a great
to
kick.
deny Eastman was outstanding work by Wigan on their own line.
And look at that chase from the kick.
That should have been a block from Gleeson. He came in very late indeed. He's an eager beaver to get there in the second tackle on the trot.
Gilmore now for St. Helens. Wigan piling in. Great run from Eastman, wasn't it? It just hit the padding round the face of the post. Saints fans are rattled. Here comes Leon Price. Great run from Leon Price to halfway. He's having a right go at the referee, Ben Thaler. Eastman with the kick is not the best. But it's to Amos Roberts, who dropped a couple in the first half. Wakefield increased the lead. Oh, it's pushed another. He went backwards. That's a massive call from Ben Thaler.
I think it was a St. Helens hand that knocked it back down, but I don't think he's wiped the tackle count.
Move, John!
Yeah, it looked at a hand to me. Full of two, you certainly got a hand to that one.
3.
Yeah, but was it in the act? According to the official, yes, of doing the tackle. Now there's Riddell. Now normally he's the man that's been kicking it directly, dead in goal. Will they opt for the same? And I think they might.
Riddell scampered in there to get behind Coley. Just had a look at the post. No, they give it to Luluai. A little bit more invention maybe. There it is up in the air. Looking for Pat Richards. The ball bounces all over the shop. Wilkins has it. And Wilkins is tackled by Lee Mosser.
Isn't it amazing? You know, Paul Wellens is always there, just in case there's a mistake.
That's why he's been there for so long, and he's been there and done it and continues to do it. I think that's a better last play option from Wigan. Again, St Helens don't get to take the tap on the 20-metre line there. They've got to all go back to 5 metres out from the line. And there's an opportunity for Pat Richards to maybe pluck it out of the air and score a try.
Melly with a little dab through, and Cunningham is waiting to return. Here is Eastman. He goes right down the middle, does Kyle Eastman. That's a good kick, actually, as it went between Phelps and Richards. Phelps picks it up. What's the chase like? Not bad. Eastman leading the way. In fact, it's better than not bad. It's very good. Roberts. Good hit from Graham. Luluai. Wigan appealing he wasn't standing square. Matt Gidley. Referee had none of it. Richards. Cunningham's back. And immediately in the action.
This is going to be a good kick and chase because Wigan realised that they've got the talisman back in Kieran Cunningham. Not only that, you know that there's going to be a problem running from dummy half. That's if he's fit.
That's a great kick from Tompkins. Gardner picks it up, and Mossop and Carmont arrive to effect the tackle on the winger. Cunningham scampers in at dummy half, goes down the short side. Not much progress made forward this time. Gidley waits. Finds Chris Flannery. Well, Wigan defended their own line at the start of the first half. They're defending up the other end at the start of the second. Here's Leon Price. Always dangerous, Leon Price, when he's got the ball in his hands.
You need something different. Maybe the chip over the top early on this fourth tackle. No, they're quite eager just to let the forwards take it through. It's a little bit like a chess game, isn't it? It's all kick chase from both sides.
It's back with Eastman at inside the 40. He's gone for the big hump downfield, but it will bounce kindly for Phelps. Wigan will come back at them. Well, the best win of the season behind them, Wigan, 28-10 against Leeds. They're after their 6th successive Super League victory here tonight. So they've not won here in the last 7 visits in the League and Cup. May the 2nd at Murrayfield they won. They won by 38 points to 18. Can they make it 2 in a row against Wigan? Coley. Against St Helens, rather. Coley.
You've got to admire the way that Wigan they're just plugging away there. It's good tactical play, nothing fancy. Just getting to a good position. This will be a kick.
It's with Tompkins. There'll be a sliding kick through the defence. Melly's there. They're going to get the extra set, Wigan. Tremendous pressure. Melly to the rescue, but a wonderful kick again from Tompkins.
He's running the show. Now in the time of his life, this fella. On with Phil Clark, the time when Brian Noble had no option but to bring this guy to the fore.
Just imagine if Tim Smith hadn't been injured.
That's what I'm saying.
Sliding doors life, isn't it? We wouldn't have seen Sam Tompkins do what he's done here.
I agree with you, Phil, because mainly let's not forget that Brian Noble did not want to rush this kid. He said, let's not shower him with praise too early. But you can't do anything other than the fact because he's standing up week in, week out, he's getting better.
There he is, Brian Noble, with the trademark chewing gun. It's Tompkins again, and here is Harrison Hansen on the charge. That's the 3rd tackle. They've got plenty of tackles in the bank here, and it's the St Helens try line the Saints players are standing on. And a kick, oh, that's far too high. Far too high. Richards isn't that tall. That was a waste, he knows it too.
Put the mocket on the young kid, didn't we? The idea was good. Going early.
Cameron Phelps, I think, wasn't it?
Was he Phelps? Sorry, I thought it was young. Yeah, it was Cameron Phelps. But I must say that even Pat Richards couldn't get to that. He's one of the tallest wingers in Super League.
Yeah, no, the opportunity was there, but they thought that was really important that Wigan got to the back end of that set, maybe get a kick and a second set on their line. They've just really let St Helens off there, and there's an opportunity for Goodwin.
There is an important ankle tap by Mark Flanagan. This is Gardner. Mossop's after him. Good work from marker from Lee Mossop. It's his 4th in a row following his on-loan period with Huddersfield for Mossop, and he's standing up for the Wigan cause well. He's in there again.
Well, you talk about Mark Flanagan just getting the ankle tap there, Eddie. He's had 29 tackles in this game. Eastman's nearly away.
He was.
Should be a penalty.
Luluai all over him. Eastman's hurt, was he? Well, well. He played the ball to Cunningham. This is Graham now. It's Price. Wakefield increased the lead at Salford. Here is Graham. This match is in the balance.
They've got to get a kick away. They can't afford to just hand it over.
It's Eastman. Dabs the kick in. Gidley went for it.
Knock on.
First knock on. I think it was from Saints. Shakes his head to the appeals from St Helens players.
That goes backwards. Gidley deliberately knocks that ball backwards, and how on earth has the official got that wrong? You can see that its projection of the ball is coming upfield.
Saints are angry about that. Gidley believes the wrong decision has been given. Wigan have it all to do now to get it away from their own line.
It's a great example of how to deal with a decision that you don't believe is the right one. Look at what they do in defence. They take out their frustration, not on the referee or officials, but on their opponents.
Hold it, guys. Hold!
Luluai waits dummy half this time. The ball is played to him. Great race out of defence from Flannery. Nowhere for Joel Tompkins to go then. Sam Tompkins gives it width and finds Harrison. He hands it wide to Gleeson. Important tackle by Leon Price. The last one was an awful play the ball.
He never got up, Gleeson. He played that ball when he was still crouched. Either way, Wellens, listen to the crowd here. They expect something different.
It's Mossop again.
He never set up. That should have been a penalty. Oh, the crowd have really given the official Ben Taylor some stick.
Let's get down to Bill.
And Steve, I mentioned earlier on that James Graham was struggling, and he was struggling again just after that last Saints attack. He was left on the ground just underneath those Wigan posts, back on his feet, and very quickly on the sidelines they decided to take him off the field. John Wilkin, who's only just come off, has gone straight back onto the field. Graham's obviously got some sort of problem.
Hold it!
Yes, and Wilkin thought he was having a rest, and now he's out there trying to break down this Wigan defence again. It's lung-bursting stuff, isn't it?
Well, you can see that Kieran Cunningham's getting in there, but it's obvious that he can't run.
That sliced off the boot from Leon Price. Gidley has got it, and Gidley will complete the kick downfield.
It's a tremendous kick as well.
It is measured perfectly. Amos Roberts. Space for Amos Roberts. Great run from him.
That could turn the game. Just one incident like
Tompkins.
that. Beautiful step.
Important tackle by Gilmore. Luluai, Flanagan, Joel Tompkins, Carmont. George Carmont gets the ball away to Richards, basketball style. In it goes to Joel Tompkins.
They don't need to panic, the Warriors. It's only the third tackle. They can phase it. Take it towards the sticks.
With Coley. Coley dragging four towards the line with him. He's just a metre short on tackle number 4. There's Luluai. Luluai slides the kick in. And Luluai's kick goes to Price. He's got work to do now. Melly has. Brilliantly done. Brilliantly done.
Well, the kick was an option, but I'm afraid the rest of the Wigan players didn't know it was coming. Why they went so early in the tackle count is beyond belief. Well, I just give them praise, Wigan, for not panicking, taking control of this game, kick and chase, battering them with the defence, but that was a poor option. Brian Noble would be furious with it.
Pulatua with the run, Cunningham at dummy half, and he'll have a run.
I still
Gets as far as Flanagan.
Eddie, that if Mick Potter does not put in someone like Kyle Eastman at dummy half, especially against these players that are tiring, Saints could lose it.
It's with Roberts again, who fires the pass inside to Cameron Phelps. And Phelps will attack them from deep once again. He gets it to Richards. Richards bumps off Eastman, and Richards goes up the middle. And Richards is halted by Gilmore again and Clough. Wigan is suddenly starting to take control. Tompkins, what a run from him again.
They're out of the feet, Saints. They can hardly get themselves back into position.
Luluai.
Well, what I've been screaming to do for St Helens, run from dummy half, it's Wigan that are taking it. That's what they're doing.
This is Gleeson. Gleeson gets the pass away. Harrison Hansen is just held up by Melly.
I don't know how. Wow, Paul Clough added to the weight.
Penalty to Wigan. Willem's furious.
Well, he's not happy because Ben Thayer, the official, allowed it the other way around in the first half. Wigan did exactly the same thing. That's the reason why St. Helens are not happy. Brian Noble will be. They've got possession.
That's why players and coaches get frustrated. There's no consistency there. Wigan have got their arms in the play the ball twice earlier in the game, and then they get a penalty for that one. So that's what we get frustrated about.
Luluai, dummy half. He finds Mark Flanagan. Saints turn to defend their line now with bravery.
What a big game Mark Flanagan's had. He's been everywhere, especially in defence.
Phelps to Joel Tompkins. Well, the feet are up. That's not allowed. It's head and feet to St. Helens. I thought if the ball is in the man's hands and his legs are in the air, that's a penalty.
Well, I think he's lost it before the bottom leg gets lifted up, Eddie. I think one leg was trailing on the ground. That's the reason why Ben Thayer did not apply the penalty rule. Joel Tompkins taken towards the whitewash.
So much pressure from Wigan, Phil. Will they regret the fact that they've not scored points here?
Not at the moment with a 2-point lead. They might regret that it says 61 minutes and not 79 minutes on the clock. But they're going very, very well at the moment. This is a great game of rugby league. I mean, it basically comes down to which team can take the chances. I will worry a little bit about Wigan. If Saints get a score on the board, I talked before the match, not one of the Wigan players have ever won here in Wigan colours, in a first team level anyway, I should say. And whilst they're in front, they're going okay. Should they go behind, that's the big question of their mentality and belief.
Bolatuia, and they are at the moment keeping St. Helens penned inside their own half, but there's only 3 tackles gone for Saints. That's Flannery, this is Price, now Gidley, and Richards on him in a flash.
Great defence yet again.
Gidley nearly lost that on the floor. Cunningham, they come down the short side, Flannery. Oh, and Gardner puts the ball down, Tompkins gives it to George Carmont. Just forcing the issue, aren't they?
It's because that's the way that St. Helens play. They're a summer rugby league side. That's what they've been drilled to do. It's in their DNA. Now, in conditions like this, which often they appear in a grand final, it hasn't suited them, and we've seen that in recent years.
Here goes Coley.
These are the conditions where Sean Long comes into his own, and that's where I couldn't agree with you earlier there, Phil. I just think Sean Long's the best kicker in the game, and these conditions suit him.
This is Gleeson. Slid the kick through. Did it just bounce off for St. Helens' foot, or was it played at? It was played at. It's head and feet to Wigan.
Smart thinking by Gleeson.
And Gilmore did play for it.
Yeah, you can see the right leg just flick out. Just sufficient. Apply the pressure. Brian Noble, message out there. Come on, fellas, let's just camp there. Let's start building a bungalow. Never mind the castle. Let's just take it nice and steady. We can fit it out later, put the furniture in. It doesn't matter. He knows exactly what they want to do, because I reckon Saints will get frustrated and they'll give a penalty away soon.
We got an email on Boots and All on Wednesday, and they praised Brian Noble's dexterity in being able to chew gum and take a drink of water at the same time without choking. And when you build in a little bit of tension in a match like this...
What do you call that? Bubble and dexterity or something?
Hold it,
Not bubble and squeak, that's for sure. Here is Mossop again, who has been immense since he came off the bench. What a good loan spell it was at Huddersfield. Didn't it get him up to speed? Luluai, Tompkins, wide to Joel Tompkins. And that ball has found its way into touch, and why did it get there? Was it off the Saints' hand again?
I think it was a knock-on by Wigan. Well, they've tried everything. He's frustrated, is Martin Gleeson, trying to get it away. The ball played the man, and then Roberts just touched it at the very last moment. Watch Roberts' boot just get it. I think Mr. Noble is disagreeing at this point.
He wanted the head and feet at the scrum. He thought that was a knock-on from Saints.
He was just involved in the tackle. wasn't deliberate lunge with the arm.
This defence, though, from Wigan has been outstanding, Terry.
That has
Both
been
ends.
fantastic, but I think Nobby will be frustrated that they're up that end of the field and they're playing dry weather football. I think there's 15 minutes to go here, and Wigan need to play the ball up this end of the field, and they had the opportunity to do that.
Great ball from Graham, that was. Lulawai read the script because he got well into the ground. Here goes Cunningham. Now it's Leon Price. Down he goes, tackle number 4. Cunningham again, Graham. Another good tackle low down, Sam Tompkins, that's the last.
Give it some height.
Can Eastman do that? He's under pressure from Joel Tompkins. He has got height, but he's got too much length. Oh! Cameron Phelps is knocked on. He says I didn't touch it.
Oh, that could
Every
be.
picture tells a story.
That could be the turning point. Yeah, touched that.
Why did I?
Well, the referee can't watch it in slow motion, and he plays for it. He's got to give that decision as a knock-on. He simply has to.
Here we go.
I think he touches that, yeah.
4-8. Heads in. Out.
It's irrelevant, really, isn't it? Eastman, can St Helens make him pay? Eastman still. He was tackled first by Mossop. He was tackled then by Cameron Phelps, and Phelps has conceded a penalty. Now will Saints be tempted?
They'll take the tap. What, a metre away from the Wigan line? Of course they'll take the tap.
What are we doing? Kieran, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Man arrives to administer first aid. It's cramp, I think, and no wonder.
Hold on. Take him back behind here, guys.
He's all over him. Can't get
Look him
away,
back down there.
Cameron
Wait there.
Phelps.
Wait.
And then he sits across him just for good measure. And Eastman is injured. The injury toll is mounting. Here comes Graham. They have tapped it.
One. Move!
Cunningham scheming at dummy half.
Okay.
Fires the pass to Eastman. He's okay now. Leon Price. Oh! Has he got away with the ball? Deary me.
Gilmore has dropped the ball. Cannot believe that at all.
But did he drop the ball backwards and have St Helens touchdown after a Wigan knock-on?
But look at that, it looks as being shot by someone from the crowd. Blood streaming from the eye.
Now that's all right. That's
It may have been
touched
ground
by
in
a
goal.
Wigan man. No, that's not backwards. This is a try.
No, he
Oh,
knocks
no,
on.
he knocks on there.
He knocks on here, first time, that's it. As soon as
Yes.
it hits the play, as soon as
Yes.
it hits Sam Tompkins, it doesn't matter. It's a knock-on.
So just scrum down, put it up on the screen.
That could have been the game.
Right.
And they know it as well.
There's a knock on there anyway.
Beautiful
From
pass.
Wilkin.
Beautiful pass by Leon Price. This will be confirmation, no try.
No try, and scrum defence Wigan.
You know, when they do build a new stadium, St Helens, they might want to do what they did at Centre Court at Wimbledon. Put a roof over the top. They can carry on playing the way they play, even when it rains.
Yeah, it only cost about, what, 70, 80 million? Or the millennium. Move to the millennium.
Where are they, guys?
Then they'll be slipping all over the place because of the dew.
Stay there, Leon. Get it in, Sam.
Sometimes, Eddie.
You can't win.
Yeah.
Move! Wait.
13 minutes to go. This is Mossop.
That's 2. Move! Hold it. Hold.
And Thomas Lulawai waits in his World Cup winning position at hooker. Here goes Paliasina.
Markers! Move! Hold it.
6-4
Hold.
Wigan. Nothing to cheer about in terms of points scored second half yet, as Gleeson makes a half break.
Move!
There's a flop from Wilkin. Not
Get
seen, not given. Lulawai again. Oh, mistake from Joel Tompkins. Melly has it for Saints. Melly is away for Saints.
It's getting to that point where the nerves and the players are becoming very tired. Fatigue is setting in.
Flannery now for St Helens. Mossop stands firm. Down he goes. That's the first.
Twinkle toes from Kyle Eastman. That's who I'm having a bet on to win this win for Saints, if they can get the ball to him.
Drive forward is by Andrew Dixon. Anyone got a touch of oxygen for Mr. Stevenson? Here is Eastman. Short pass from him. Now the Wigan defence is asked questions on their own line. Price, Graham drives it in. Still going, Graham. What an effort! Wigan stand firm. 4 gone, 2 remaining this set of 6. What a bruiser this has been. Price. Oh! They've lost momentum. Now they'll regather it. Here is Wellens. Slide the kick in, they say. I'm sure the referee shouted 5 and then changed the call. He said it's 4. This is Richards.
Oh, that's a big error by Ben Thaler. He's confused St. Helens with the fact. They thought they shouted 5, thought it might have been the last. Oh, that is a big error.
He was shouting 4-4, it's 4.
And then changed it to 5.
Oh, what a run from Tompkins. Wellens has missed him, he's still going, but he's on his Todd. Luluai, dummy half for Wigan. They go down the short side with Carmont. This is Joel Tompkins.
He's lost it. He's lost it. It's a knock on. It was a quick short pass. Under pressure with the defence. Made sure that he lost the ball. Boy, how many twists and turns. It was wonderful work by Francis Malley. Well, Tompkins, Sam that is.
He's falling on.
Well, that's the incident where I'm sure that Ben Thaler shouted 5 and then changed it to 4.
He did there. He just said sorry to the players at the scrum. So at least he put up his hand and admitted it. We all make mistakes.
Absolutely. 10 to go. Wigan clinging on, 6-4. And Saints in possession, so no damage done for the missed call and the mistake from Ben Thaler. And as Terry rightly says, we all make them.
Yep.
Graham.
But try telling that to Mick Potter. If they lose this game, he will be far from impressed.
Eastman, back it comes to Price. Here is Wellens. Wellens looking for the loop on the outside. It wasn't there. He has to take the tackle from Gleeson. This is Leon Price. Here is Paul Clough.
That's 5.
That's the last tackle. He's got it right this time. They'll play it quickly. Cunningham will find Eastman. And Eastman will hoist the kick out wide. Here's a tester for Amos Roberts. Oh, he's lost it! The ball's up in the air.
Sam Tompkins has just got the boot to it.
Amos Roberts, he's got butter on his fingers.
He's having a nightmare as Amos Roberts has come up with so many crucial errors, but they keep getting away with it. Gets it, loses it, and Sam Tompkins comes to the rescue. Unbelievable work by the youngster. Whoa, let's get it out of here.
He's had a wear of a game, hasn't he, young Sam Tompkins? He's everywhere. He's made quite a few breaks. But defensively, he's been outstanding again tonight. And kid keeps getting better and better every time he runs out.
Well, Amos Roberts will be breathing a sigh of relief if Wigan survive this. It's another booming dropout from Pat Richards. Paul Clough will drive it back for Saints. Oh! Bang by Coley. Finished off by Flanagan. Cunningham, Graham, St Helens behind on the scoreboard.
That'll tie there. And Gleeson had a little sly look at the official and said, I got his shoulders, sir.
Here's Clough again.
Play on, he went, no, he put a knock on. Kieran Cunningham's mad, and so is Mr Potter. I then ask what's going on inside the mind of Clough. Yep. Loose carry. Coley's impact was sufficient.
Come on in leaps and bounds, Andy Coley, in the last few weeks, hasn't he?
Well, he seems to have settled down with the fact that he's got a new contract. Sometimes helps.
Normally they sign Steve-O and the form hits the deck, but Coley has lifted, no question.
Out!
That's Flanagan.
Move, James!
How's he stood up to this as well? The last time that Wigan won here, they restricted St Helens to just the one try, 28-4 in 2003. So, you never know.
And at this stage, Eddie, it looks as though goal kicking could let them down again, couldn't it? It's one try all. Eastman couldn't get the one over. I know it was easier than the attempt that Wigan had to make.
Shoulder.
They have had a couple of opportunities, Phil, to take the 2 points as well, and it could be costly in the end.
Well, they'll be biting their fingernails in Wigan, because Saints do not know it's over until it's over. Here's Flanagan again. Price is after him.
Well, Wigan realised that. Remember, they scored in the last 13 seconds of the first half. Well, that's play on. How did he stop that, Francis Malley?
Well, how did he make it go backwards and not forwards? He did, though. Ben Thaler was well positioned. Here's Pulatua. 2 tries last week from him. Gardner, good run, straight up the middle, pushing Joel Tompkins.
policeman in there, someone with a bit of speed.
Gidley. Huddersfield have won at Hull, so they consolidate third. Here, Wigan will be looking to keep tabs on them. Eastman flicks the pass. No way through. That's the last. Wilkin will play it to Cunningham. Now it's Eastman. He'll slide the kick in over the top again. Roberts.
Good positioning.
Great positioning, but can he hang on to the flipping thing?
Move, Paul! Wait there, guys.
Do you know, that was exactly what was going through the mind of Brian Noble.
Well, he's dropped so many balls tonight, hasn't he, Amos Roberts?
Hold it!
Wakefield, 30 points to 18 up. Steve-O's hit the deck.
3.
I'm flipping flabbergasted.
Gleeson. This now is Palliasina. 6 minutes and counting for Wigan. 6-4 they lead. Tompkins.
That's all you need to do.
Tremendous kick.
That's all they need to do. Okay. They can call it as boring as they want. He puts the arm up, but I tell you what, Brian Noble will say, well done, young kid.
Well, the difference between his kick and Riddell's was he didn't want that ball to go out. Riddell just thumped it down twice earlier in this half.
It doesn't matter. You could see the body language as St. Helens had to go all the way back and say, how on earth are we going to get through this defence? You know, early in the season, the Warriors, they were atrocious at times around that play-the-ball area. And that has been the key for St. Helens for many, many years, but they're not over and done with yet.
They're not finished yet, St. Helens, don't worry about that. Coley's got a bit of problem with his eye. This is Graham, here is Eastman. Short ball to Wellens. Flanagan's all over him. 5 minutes to go, 6-4 Wigan. Still there for winning by Saints. Here is Leon Price. Wide they go to Melly. Melly goes down on the last. The Wigan defensive effort tonight, no matter what happens in the next 5 minutes, has been heroic. Eastman stabs the kick into the in-goal area. Luluai picks up. Luluai just about gets out of trouble. He doesn't.
Well, of all the players you want to pick to try to get over that line, he came right up into the frame of James Graham, and it was like hitting a brick wall.
And I've said before, it's a 4,800-second test when you come to St. Helens. You have to concentrate for every single one, because Saints will test you over the duration of 80 minutes. We've got 4 minutes and a little bit to go, and all those players are holding their breath.
And all those supporters are as well. That's a tremendous dropout again. Here comes Clough, though, on the charge for Saints.
And here comes the defensive quality.
Late charge by Salford, 24-30. Can St. Helens make a late charge here and win the game?
You wouldn't bet against it, would you?
Cunningham, Eastman, Flannery. Wigan now go with what they've got for the last 4 minutes. That was their last substitution. It's Eastman. He's spun away, Eastman. Eastman for St. Helens. He's in. He's over. Momentum has taken him over. Curtis Eastman has won this match for St. Helens with a kick to come. It'll be 8-6 in a moment when the try message comes up from Phil Bentham. Nothing moves here, just the body.
As soon as he hits the deck, he's moving. That's try time. That is TRY and Wellens. He hugs him as though he's got a 40,000-pound girlfriend. Wonderful stuff. It's movement. Or does he push himself? Has he pushed himself? But the momentum, surely. You've got to give this.
Has Kyle Eastman won the match for St. Helens? I think he has! What an effort from young Kyle Eastman! Terry Matheson, before this match started, picked out Eastman as England's scrum half in the 2013 World Cup. Picked out Sam Tompkins as his number 6. We've seen evidence here tonight that Terry Matheson has got it spot on. Brian Noble must feel his pocket's been picked. Eastman will convert this from
special, Eddie. I've been shouting for this guy to take them on, to run into dummy half, to pose and ask the question of the Wigan defence, and he has come up trumps. He asked the question. Wigan did not have the answer. He did.
Well, this young man is a hero now. 6 points for Eastman, 6 points for St Helens, 10-6, 4 points in it. And St Helens do what they have done to so many teams over the years. They've nicked it at the death.
I don't know about that, Eddie. Amos Roberts is going to kick this for Pat Richards. You've got a lot of confidence on the Saints. There's 3 minutes to go yet here.
We'll see. 2.5. It's gone back off Cunningham. It's picked up by Pulatua. Can Wigan force the mistake? Saints will be in no hurry.
Kieran Cunningham deliberately made sure that that ball was going to go backwards, so that Wigan wouldn't have a smell of the ball on that occasion.
They're thundering in the tackle, are Wigan. Here's Leon Price.
There's still time. I still feel that they get one set of 6.
Depends what St Helens do here. Cunningham will just take the tackle from Martin Gleeson. Now then, the kick to the sideline. No, they're running it. Oh, it's Gilmore, not the best. Gardner's after this. Gardner knocks it on. Cameron Phelps will pick it up. The referee will put the scrum down. Well, Phelps wants to carry on with it.
Well, they got tackled there, and they'll come through.
Wigan will rush to get the scrum formed. Oh, it's a turnover. It was on the last net, of course. A minute and a quarter remaining. Wigan's last throw of the dice. Mark Flanagan. Saints will do all they can just to slow things down. 60 seconds and counting. Tompkins. Can Wigan now snatch it? Riddell. Fielden. Riddell waits at dummy half. He'll find Luluai. He'll find Hansen, who has to stretch. Great screams of forward from the St Helens crowd.
Are they going to wait till the last to put the kick in?
Luluai. No, they're going for it now. It's sliced. Oh, they went backwards. And Gilmore to the rescue. 20 seconds and counting. Saints, it'll be up the jumper. Take the tackle, hit the deck. That's what Wellens does. 15 to go. Listen to this crowd. They have done it, Phil, to so many teams over the years, haven't they?
Well, they have, and I think he wants to run down the clock. He's taken it over the side. That will be the end of the match. And what a match it's been.
Kyle Eastman is the hero of the hour for St Helens. I remember him here a few Good Fridays ago when he came up with a wonderful individual try. That was in a massive St Helens win. This one tonight, well, it has taken the game for St Helens, and it confirms that Eastman has arrived as a Super League star.
I think it's taken the game to the next level. I've been amazed at that level and quality we've seen on show. In horrendous rain, the skill level has been outstanding. Both sides trying to move the ball around. Bravery and defence.
And here he is, he's made just 6 starts this year, Kyle Eastman. He's talking to Bill.
Carl,